So, now we have Ryan Norris, who grew up in a big family in a small town in southern Indiana, on the eastern wall of Tornado Alley. He lives under the wreckage of a fishing vessel, and in your dreams, and in your heart. Ryan!
Thanks, Tim. I operate better when I lean. I think me and Xander are on the same wavelength thinking about this because I want to do a few poems that are kind of water related, and I want to end with something that is not. Night fishing. So inky black, the sky and water are one. Owls howl in the invisible world, and the boy hears werewolves crunching leaves along the shore. Grandpa wheezes, fanning poles on the aluminum pole. Gentle up, down, the bow, paddles, slosh in the lake. Tackle box of raw hooks. Worms ride on, plastic umbilical cords in the deep void. The fin spines the boy's palm, so Grandpa grabs the head, and the boy pinches the mesh tail. Gills spread under Grandpa's bone fingers. Fish lips bleed onto pajama pants. Child's wide eyes black with the wild eye of the baby bluegill that squirms in the red glow of Grandpa's cigarette while he digs in the mouth with pliers. Next one is The Lone Eye of the Sea for WCW and his wheelbarrow. I cannot say how much the creatures on land will miss their ancestors as boats patrol empty sounds. I do not know how much depends upon the blue-green sea splashing against the edge of the coast, swirling silt and dolphin teeth and fleets of rusted scrap. But the bearded fisherman leans upon a massive severed tentacle draped over his barnacled wheelbarrow. Purple, pointed proof, he says, of a final fright in the depths. Leaning, looking across the splashing sea. The deep green sleep on their bed, wrapped in yellow ribbon. Nothing between them but ripples and foam. Have you seen a man and woman bent at all angles on a spread of rocks, sticks, sheets of leaves pushed and piled by the tide? Covers of fog rolled back to reveal the rocks. Mouths broken, homes for crabs. Pensive flesh sliding down awkward barnacled bones. A creature of mariners' nightmares, sculpted on the seaboard by a proud father who laces his children's thumbs too tight. And the last kind of fish-related poem called Catch and Release. I have a little dog about the size of a bluegill. Her tail end swings back and forth when she walks. Late in the darkness of sleepy time, in my living room, she trolls the floor, sniffing, the way I imagine a small fish sniffs for drifting morsels in a cold lake after midnight, after the retirees climb ashore and their aluminum boats rock against moldy docks. She circles my legs and I snatch her up in the net of my hands and she squirms on my lap. Snow packs the windows and a flame ignites in the tin box called furnace. A long blue flame stretching along the furnace grate. She wiggles, wanting free, black marbles in her eye sockets shining. I lift her barrel chest on my palm and lower her into the dense darkness. She shoots away, her tail end back and forth into the emptiness towards the deep heat. And now something a little different, something that's about evil magic that no amount of technology can save us from. Who killed her? The wicked witch clicked her broomstick on the brick. It wasn't you. She leaned towards Dorothy. Well, I'll fix you. I can cause accidents, too. Dorothy, mouth agape, turned to Glenda. I thought you said she was dead. Glenda only smiled. Oh, that was the Wicked Witch of the East. This is the Wicked Witch of the West. And she is much worse than the other. The Great Tornado. One morning, the Great Tornado came. A thick green spread across the sky like a potion of mint and cream, smeared with dandelion, boiling black clouds. Quick as a clap, he appeared. His robes of heavy wind fell like curtains and snapped the wires threaded along our roads. He drooled hail, flicked off the roofs of our churches, and flung his mighty arms through homes like models made of sticks. The Great Tornado watched us scrambling across streets, over lawns, rushing behind windows. A woman ran into a gas station bathroom and locked the door behind her. But the Great Tornado leaned down and picked up the station and shook it in a powerful rhythm, conjuring minions of hungry funnel clouds, and they came to us too, leaping and bounding like a sorcerer's hellhounds, dragging their tongues and tails through houses and fields. A father rushed to his son's room, and reaching out to his bed, a flashlight light saw the wall rip away and his son sucked into the swirl. A howling grew sharp as if all the birds and the deer and the grasses screamed eternal, and everything, the shingles, the vehicles, the steeples, water from the lake, the logs, trusses of walls, all paused in air. And in a puff of mist, everything fell, and he was gone. It was dark. The silence was a damp ear ache. The woman unlocked the bathroom door and emerged from her toppled refuge, a cinder block box atop a pile of rubble under the gray, simmering sky. The father, somehow still crouched under toppled beams on the slab of his home. 100 yards away, the boy rose from mud. He appeared as a silhouette, stumbling towards the trembling beam of his father's flashlight. Under the pile of our house, in a bathtub, Mother said, "We have survived." I told her, "Maybe we don't realize we're dead." In our lightless cramp, she squeezed my hand. First heads poked from the rubble, then hands and arms, pulling and climbing free. We trickled out from the dripping debris of our town, congregated beside the fractured skeleton of our church. In the cemetery, markers were missing, tombstones ground to gravel. "We must search," a man said, pointing out over the scattered mounds. So many piles. Spreading out, we stepped slowly. The somehow living cursed to walk among the hidden dead. Among the strewn splinters and rips of pictures on flattened grass, I saw a woman sitting cross-legged at a severed tree trunk, muddy knees, hair soaked, clutching an infant. A gust blew hard over the bare ground. Up my leg, clenched my heart. I squeezed Mother's hand. An empty flagpole rang out, banging in the breeze. Everyone stopped and looked toward the sky.